Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Jamaica Roots TV. Hope you're all doing well today. Thank you for liking the video and thank you for subscribing as well. So we'll be looking at a news report today from the Gleaner, courtesy of the Gleaner. It states that the DPP said the judge ignored the law in sentencing a murderer, someone who's taken out someone. As Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP Paula Llewellyn appeals the unduly lenient sentencing of a murder convict, Lindell Powell. She has asserted that the judge misdirected himself when he did not impose life imprisonment. Powell pleaded guilty to the January 2017 taking away of Oral McIntosh and Ida Clark and was sentenced last December to 12 years imprisonment on both counts. With the sentences running concurrently, Powell would only serve 12 years. And Supreme Court Justice Bertram Morrison, who tried the case, ruled that he would be eligible for parole after serving only 10 years. We're going to pause here. So, this person has pleaded guilty to the taking away of two persons, Oral McIntosh and Ida Clark. And basically, after 10 years, he would be eligible for parole. 10 years, 10 Christmases for taking away two persons' lives. Let's continue with the news report. In the historic prosecutorial appeal, which began on Monday, the DPP recommended a sentence of life imprisonment with the eligibility for parole between 20 to 28 years for the taking out of these two people. Llewellyn told the Court of Appeal that the judge was unwittingly strayed into the twilight zone of judicial arbitrariness when he acknowledged that the penalty for murder was life imprisonment, juxtaposed 15 years as the normal range, where the mandatory minimum in terms of eligibility for parole is 15 years, and then handed down a sentence of 12 years with parole after 10 years. So the minimum would have been 15. And basically she's recommending 20 to 28 years because of the fact that it's two people. I think it should be minimum 30. 15 plus 15 is 30. And depending on what had occurred, it could probably be around 20 for each person. In the US, an 18-year-old was sentenced for the taking away of someone's life, and this was committed when he was 18, barely an adult or just reached adulthood, right? And he was sentenced to 40 or 50 years. I'm not getting how two people have lost their life at the hands of this person, and he was only given a 12-year sentence with the eligibility of appearing for a parole hearing in 10 years. These are the reasons why the crime is like this, crime rate is like this, because there's no deterrent. He went to where one of the victims lived on some mountain in respect of the McIntosh murder. This was 5 o'clock in the morning. Mr. McIntosh was in his home. He was executed because he had a licensed firearm, and then they stole from him, Llewellyn detailed. So all the licensed firearm holders, be careful. Be on the lookout, be vigilant. Even your own family members may, tell someone that you have a licensed firearm. Sometimes it may be malicious, and sometimes it could just be a slip of the tongue. And then your life is in danger, because you know what happens to licensed firearm holders. Once they know you have it, then they'll be coming to your residence or lying in wait, or, find out another way how they can get it from you, right? There was one case where they went into the yard of a licensed firearm holder, and he was in the yard doing some yard work, and they took him out right in front of his wife. No option. She had to just go and take it out and give it to them. So please be vigilant. When you're a licensed firearm holder, I wouldn't even whisper this to my own family members. No one at all. Just keep it secret. Okay? Keep it private and protect your life in that process. Powell said that while DPP made a constant reference to the agreed facts in her submission, there were no agreed facts. At best, she said, they were extracted facts. If you look at the document, it is typewritten by Mrs. Martin Swaby. It doesn't have a date on it. It doesn't have my signature. And it is not in the form that we would call agreed facts, she said. Further, she said that a full disclosure was not made until on or after November 8, 2021, the date of the indictment. And a relevant part of any disclosure that the Crown is to make to a defendant. The attorney said the sentencing judge had made it very clear that he was using Section 3, 1C, B, Part 2 of the Offenses Against the Persons Act, as she reiterated the importance of indictment. So the Crown indicted for murder, full stop. They said nothing about a robbery, nothing about anything else on their indictment other than murder. In that regard, it was open to the judge to put murder under that category. So what we have here is the Director of Public Prosecutions, Paula Llewellyn, using, basically appealing. So the Director of Public Prosecutions, Paula Llewellyn, is appealing the unduly lenient sentence by the judge in this case, where two persons were taken out by this man who confessed to the taking away of these two people. So in my eyes, it was extremely lenient. It's two persons that lost their life, not one. And even if it was one, 12 years would be too lenient in my opinion, right? Again, if there's no deterrent, how is it going to curb crime? How is it going to curb someone from coming into your home? So not just robbing this gentleman, but also taking away his life. So when they should be sleeping, they're up, they make their plans, everything is premeditated, and of course they want to pounce on you when you are, least likely to be aware of what's going on. When you're in your sleep, you're at home. Usually it's in the wee hours of the night or wee hours of the morning when you're most vulnerable, unaware, right? And that's when he was pounced on, invading his home, his private residence, right? So let's see what will happen. The DPP said such lenient sentences have the potential to undermine the public's confidence in the administration of justice. In this case, the learned trial judge in effect ignored the law and misdirected himself, and in the alternative, in any event, the sentence of 12 years was also unduly lenient, Llewellyn added. So there is going to be a continuation of this, and I will keep you guys posted on it. So I think that, let me just check if there's a date where it will be mentioned again. But the Director of Public Prosecution does have that power to appeal the sentences now, right? So the court proceedings will be resumed, and I think that will be resumed tomorrow, so June 1st. So I'm anxious to see how this will play out. Will he walk away with the 12 years, or will more years be added to the sentencing? So let's see. Thank you for joining me on this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And remember to take care of yourself and others. Bye for now.